Hi, in this lesson, we will study e-commerce business models and concepts, and we will focus the topic, the 8 key elements of a business model. And this part will attempt to briefly summarize the variety of ways that the internet, web, and mobile platform can be used to build new business firms that generate revenue and hopefully a profit. And this part will focus on the 8 elements of business model. It will be very helpful for the startup business, especially for the technology startup. And that's one thing that I would like to give in the introduction that nowadays we experience different the changes of the business model. However, the pundits now say about the internet is the internet changed everything except the rules of business. So we will discuss what's different between the traditional business, the rules of business, as well as how to leverage the use of internet and web in the business. So, after studying this lesson, you should be able to identify the key components of e-commerce business models, and it will be very helpful for you in e-commerce project when you're undergraduate program or when you want to start up your own business, and then you can understand now how the internet can be used to develop new business. And to start, let's discuss about the e-commerce business models. So, the definition of e-commerce business model, we'd better to consider the business model first. So, the business model is a set of planned activities designed to result in a profit in a marketplace. And a business plan will describe a firm's business model, and a business model is the use of unique qualities of internet and web. So our e-business model should focus on the usage and leverages unique qualities of internet and web. To analyze a business model, you can follow the guideline of the 8 key elements of a business model, which include the value proposition, revenue model, market opportunity, competitive environment, competitive advantage, market strategy, organizational development, and management team. So let's have a look at the first uh, element of a business model, that value proposition. So the first question you must answer is, why should the customer buy from you, not from the other? So when you want to start up your own business, for example, your a business of selling something online, like clothes, kids clothes, or jewelry, or the gifts online. So think of the series of others B2C website in such uh, industry, or in the particular mm, areas that you are going to jump in. So you must answer the question, why should the customer choose from you, not the other? So a company's value proposition will help you to answer, because a value proposition is at the very heart of its business model. A value proposition defines how a company's product or service fulfills the needs of customers. To develop and analyze a firm's value proposition, you need to understand why customers choose to do business with you instead of other company or firms that offers uh, the things that the other firms do not and cannot provide. From the consumer point of view, successful e-commerce value propositions include personalization and customization of product or service offerings. And for example, the personalization and customization is the ability to tailor product and service to the particular customer need. And then the other successful value propositions include the reduction of product search costs. So, the reduction of product search costs and reduction of price discovery costs that only e-commerce and e-business with the website, web shop, and e-commerce present can provide the this one that reduction of product search and price discovery costs with the rich media, the content provided available online. Next, the successful e-commerce value propositions may include the facilitation of transactions by managing product delivery. You can take example of the facilitation of transaction by managing product delivery in the UPS or DHL case studies. The application of information technology that help UPS and DHL can provide the uh, product delivery service with the lower transaction cost, with the faster and the smarter way of delivery. And here's example, the typical example of value proposition of the most successful online retailer in the world, Amazon.com. So Amazon.com primary value propositions are unparalleled selection and convenience. You can find nowhere the large selection, larger selection than in Amazon.com, and Amazon.com also the first mover in improving the customer convenience, especially for the digital products like ebooks, supported, delivered, provided in Kindle. And the second element of business model is revenue model. So in this part, you have to answer the question, how will you earn the money? A firm's revenue model describes how will the firm will earn the revenue or money, generate profits, and produce a superior return on invested capital. We use the terms revenue model and financial model interchangeably. Although there are many different e-commerce revenue models that have been developed, most companies now rely on one or some combination of the following major revenue models, including advertising, subscription, transaction fee, sales, and affiliate revenue model. Let me give you some example of the major types of revenue models. For example, advertising revenue model, the typical example, Google and Yahoo. And regarding the subscription revenue model, Spotify, Apple Music, Netflix, or Pandora provide the freemium strategy. The freemium strategy revenue model is the combination of free and premium. You can read the case study of Pandora to discover the freemium strategy revenue model. And other types of revenue model may be the transaction fee revenue model, like eBay provides the transaction fee revenue model, and eBay gets the transaction fee from success transaction, and Lazada is also charged the transaction fee. The sales revenue model. Most of your e-commerce projects focus on the B2C and the sales revenue model. And typical example of the sales revenue model is Amazon.com and series about the B2C business to consumer websites. I would like to discuss about the last one, the affiliate revenue model. And have you ever heard about the affiliate program by Amazon or the My Points revenue model? They can earn the money from suggesting the customer from this website to the other website. And Amazon affiliate program is quite popular, and the the most popular example of the affiliate revenue model. And the third elements of business model that are market opportunity. The term market opportunity refers to the company's intended market space and the overall potential financial opportunities available to the firm in that market space. So the question is, the market space do you intend to serve and what is its size? The market opportunity is usually divided into smaller market niche. The realistic market opportunity is defined by the revenue potential in each of the market niche where you hope to compete. The fourth element of the business model is a competitive environment. A firm's competitive environment refers to the other companies selling similar products and operating in the same market space. It also refers to the presence of substitute products and potential new entrants to the market, as well as the power of customers and suppliers over your business. So you must answer the question, who else occupies your intended market space? The competitive environment for a company is influenced by the several factors. How many competitors are active, how large their operations are, what the market share of each competitor is, including the direct and indirect competitors, how profitable these firms are, and how they price their products. These are the questions you must answer. when you analyze your competitive environment. The fifth element of the business model is the competitive advantage. Firms achieve a competitive advantage when they can produce a superior product and or bring the product to market at a lower price than most of or all of their competitors. Some firms can develop global markets, while the other firms can develop only a national or regional market. Firms can provide superior products at the lowest cost on a global basis are truly advantaged. And so, again, let's answer the question. What special advantages does your firm bring to the market space? Is your product superior or cheaper to produce than your competitors? Companies are said to have the asymmetries when they have more resources than the others, and a company have a company has the first mover advantage. For example, that the market niche and you are the first mover in the market niche and you will have the first mover advantage with the complementary resources. And regarding to the leverage, companies are said to leverage their competitive assets when they use their competitive advantage to achieve more advantage in surrounding markets. For example, Amazon's move into the online grocery business leverages the company's huge customer database and years of e-commerce experience. The sixth element of business model is market strategy. And the question in this part you must answer is how do you plan your promote products or services to attract your target audience? Everything you do to promote your company's products and services to potential customers is known as marketing. And market strategy is a plan you put together that details exactly how you intend to enter a new market and attract new customers. For instance, Twitter, YouTube, and Pinterest have a social network marketing strategy that encourages users to post their content for free, or they can be called as the user contributed content size. And they build personal profile pages. The customers, the user, build personal profile pages, contact their friends, and build a community. In these cases, the customers become part of the marketing staff. And that's the reason why the YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Pinterest are called as the user generated content or user contributed content size. The seventh element of the business model is organizational development. And in this part, you have to answer the question what types of organizational structure within the firm are necessary to carry out the business plan. Organizational development is a plan that describes how the company will organize the work that needs to be accomplished. Many e-commerce firms and the traditional ones that attempt an e-commerce strategy have failed because they lacked the organizational structures and supporting cultural values required to support new forms of commerce. Typically, work is divided into functional departments. For example, for the startup business, typically, work is divided into functional departments such as production, shipping, marketing, customer support, and finance. Jobs within these functional areas are defined, and then recruitment begins for specific job titles and responsibilities. Typically, in the beginning, the generalists who can perform multiple tasks are hired. However, you can do that in your early day of startup. As the company grows, when your company goes bigger and bigger, you must conduct the recruitment in the specialized way. For example, at the outset, a business may have one marketing manager, but after 2 or 3 years of steady growth, that one marketing position may be broken down into 7 separate jobs done by 7 individuals. So here's my suggestion advice. Actually, you can apply your freelance and distant working, and you can recruit the multiple tasks for the generalists in your early day. After 2 or 3 years, you must hire the specialist for the particular jobs. And at that time, you will no more apply the freelance or distant working. You must have the organizational structure like the hierarchy structure. And the last element of a business model is management team. This part, you have to answer the question what kind of backgrounds should the company's leaders have? The single most important element of a business model is the management team, responsible for making the model work. A strong management team gives a model instant credibility to outside investors, immediate market specific knowledge, and experience in implementing business plans. A strong management team may not be able to salvage a weak business model, but that team should be able to change the model and redefine the business as it's become necessary. So we just discussed about the 8 key elements of a business model, from value proposition to management team. I hope it will be helpful for you in developing your business plan and success in your e-commerce project as well as your e-business startup in the near future. Thank you for watching.